As I walked around, I noticed an apple had fallen and hit the ground, something which Newton, 354 years ago, had noticed and found. I experienced gravity. When it happened, Newton was confounded. The idea of gravity Newton had propounded. Gravity of 9.8. The force that holds things down. He had noticed when throwing balls up, they come back down. In the air, they turn around, back to the ground where they are bound. This idea was expanded, universal G invented. When G and the mass of two objects are multiplied and the distance squared is divided, the gravitational force is calculated. This gravitational force, a weak force, is the pull that pulls everything to the larger source, a force which twists all objects in course. Forces are a movement source. Force is the mass of an object multiplied by its acceleration. I wondered, how is acceleration connected to time and displacement? Time, velocity, displacement, acceleration. How are they connected and how are they computed? The kinematic equations I found were suited. These are which Galileo had found by paying attention. They connected these values and added comprehension. With some values, 3 to 4, there's no need to ask for more. Plug in the numbers and find the variable you had not known before. When in multiple dimensions, x and y, no need to cry. Split the axis, then find the equation you need to apply. All you need to do is find out what you know and what you need to try. Get the answer thereby. When the velocity is constant, the acceleration is 0. However, if something accelerates, the force is the hero. I did a pull-up and noticed it hurt. I wondered, is this work? The force applied parallel to the distance is work. The work-energy theorem. Work is a change in energy that's kinetic. This is not for aesthetic. Energy that's kinetic is moving like it's athletic. 1/2 mass times velocity squared is its formulaic. On the other hand, energy that's potential. This is also very essential. Its gravity when multiplied to its mass at times height. That's the equation for potential energy, and it's right. Energy cannot be created nor destroyed, which is a delight. The potential energy is maxed when the object is highest in height, and when the potential energy is 0, and the kinetic energy is maxed out, which is just right. Height is not the only thing that creates the potential energy, so sit tight. Springs can also do it when they're compressed super tight, or when they're stretched all the way out of sight. This uses the equation 1/2 kx squared, which is alright. K is the spring constant, with x is the distance stretched, so when x is negative when compressed, and the force it applies is the opposite of the force which caused it to be stretched. Now if the block is attached to the spring, an idea that's not far-fetched, a force diagram can be sketched. A force exerted by the spring is backward when the spring box is stretched, and forward when the spring is compressed, a motion that creates a wave of ups and downs, just like sounds, which are played throughout the towns. When the wave's amplitude is larger, the sound is louder, and the spacing between waves causes a pitch. Sounds are measured with frequency, which is hertz, and when the amplitude and pitch are higher, the wave also starts to hertz. Now that you know physics, it's time to wave goodbye, just like how a wave comes and flows on by.